All right, guys, we're here going to show a little close guard system that I like to use. Okay, really good for beginners, also for intermediate and advanced. Okay, to just help streamline these attacks, these main attacks from close guard. Okay, so let's get started. So whenever we're attacking from the close guard, we have to understand that the first thing that we have to do is break our opponent's posture, right? And that could be a difficult thing to do. So it's important that we anticipate where my opponent's hands are going to be in order to stand and open my close guard, and then use their grips against them. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about, right? Let's go with like the most basic, okay? The most basic gripping in the gi, at least, right? In the gi, okay, Nate's going to take a double lapel grip here. Okay, he's going to turn his hand, put the base of my hand to the sternum, and then most likely he's going to go grip on the hip right here. Okay, and he's going to use this to stand up. So me knowing that, right, this is probably the main way that they're going to grip to stand. A lot of my systems of attacks start with an arm drag because I have a hand here already posted on my chest. Okay, now there's a lot of different ways you can drag the arm. Like some people like to cross grip, right, on the sleeve, as Coach Nate has shown in a previous video, right, and pop the arm up and drag. Okay, the way I prefer to drag, I do like to use that as well, but one of the big ways that I like to do it, that I don't see a lot of people show, okay, is by pummeling my hand through and using the rotation of my body along with a knee pull to break the posture. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I mean. Nate has his grips here, okay, and you want to do this as soon as they get the grips, okay? If you try to do this as they're building their weight up, it's going to be very hard the moment weight goes onto that frame. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a grip close to the armpit on the arm. Okay, now my second grip is going to weave underneath his wrist here. Okay, now as I do that, look at how I rotate my body to swim that wrist through. Okay, now keep the grip tight, Nate. Now essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate back. Okay, I'm going to rotate back as I bring my knees to my chest, okay, breaking the grip, and then I punch the arm through and hip escape. Okay, so why that works real quick, just so you guys can see. Okay, what happens is if I know I need to drag Nate's arm across his body, let's just say he's a strong guy, I'm like, man, I can't pop his grip off, he's too strong. Okay, what I'm going to do is swim my hand through so that there puts stress on his wrist. Okay, and then I'm going to move my own body because his arm is attached to me. Look at how I move my own body. And then when I knee pull, there's a lot of stress on the grip. It almost kind of feels like a wrist lock a little bit. Okay, and you end up in a really good drag. Now, right away, to capitalize, my left hand's going to grab the lat, and I'm going to hip escape to get my chest behind that shoulder here, and then gable grip. Okay, now this is the main position that I'm chasing, right? I'm chasing back exposure. Okay, that's why the arm drag is such a great technique to break the posture. Okay, now from here, the first attack I like to do is like a little scissor sweep. Okay, so I'm going to drop my bottom leg, okay, to the knees. As I chop down, I'm going to bump my top leg up, okay, and sweep my partner. Now from here, one of two things is going to happen. Either I climb up and I attack the back, or Nate spins with me, okay, and I end up in the mounted position with head and arm control. Okay, we'll do that from a different angle here. We'll turn this way. Okay, so from here, again, grab high in the armpit. Look, I'm going to rotate, and then look at how I bring my body back as I knee pull. Okay, now right away, punch the arm through as I grab the armpit and hip escape. Okay, now if my chest gets behind the shoulder blade, green light. Okay, what I'm going to do here, okay, release the guard. I'm going to chop down at the knees and up with my top leg. So like a scissoring motion. Boom. Here. Okay, now I have the back. Or if Nate rolls over. Okay, mount with an underhook. Okay, another thing to note when you guys go for this, like a lot of beginners, I see they make the mistake of this, is they just try to chop the legs without bridging your hips into your opponent. So as I keep the gable grip, it's kind of hard to see in action, but I'm actually engaging my hips. Like I'm bridging my hips into Nate, and then I chop. Okay, that's what gives you the connection and the leverage to make that sweep work. Okay, so that's the main one that I like to attack first, right? So now let's just say the same thing. Okay, boom, we're gonna use the same drag. Okay, I get here, I'm hunting the back. Okay, Nate steps his left leg up. Okay, and this allows him to slightly slip his shoulder. So notice how my chest is not behind his shoulder blade anymore. Okay, when that happens, now he's cut off the pathway to the back. So if this leg is up, I like to connect this to a pendulum sweep. So look, I'm gonna use my left hand, go back to the armpit. My right hand's gonna scoop the leg. Okay, now I'm gonna release my guard and I'm gonna take a swinging motion with my leg to get very perpendicular to Nate here. Okay, and then now I just simply circle my bottom leg as I chop with my right leg. Okay, and we should end in a good position here. Once again, ready for the underhook, ready to slide up and connect here. Okay. So again, real quick without a partner, that motion. So once you get perpendicular, okay, you're circling and then chopping forward. Okay. So let's just say I do it off the drag here. Okay, Nate steps his leg up. Okay, and I wasn't able to get my chest behind his shoulder blade. Right away, grab the armpit, underhook the leg. Okay, let's rotate a little bit. Yeah, good, perfect. Okay, now look. Okay, look at how I circle this leg up. And it's important not to squeeze with your arms because if you squeeze, you're gonna actually pin yourself. Keep the arms relaxed, grips tensed, and then I swing my hip. Notice how I've now loaded Nate on top of me. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and finish that sweep right away, looking for the underhook, ready to connect to an S mount. Okay, so that's the second one. It's Coach Nate's favorite. Been doing it since we were kids. Okay, so now the next one. Okay, so same situation. I'm able to drag Nate. Okay, maybe he steps his leg up. Okay, I'm like, all right, I go for the pendulum. He drops his knee back down. Okay, he doesn't want to get pendulum sweep. So now I'm going to keep the gable grip. Okay, and now watch this detail, guys. So look, I'm going to square my hips, and my goal is to try to get this hand off the ground. So I'm going to bridge my hips, and I'm going to do a forward hip escape motion to square my hips to the ceiling right here. Okay, notice how Nate's arm is still dragged across, and I have a tight grip here. So the only way Nate can really go is he's going to try to pull out of this position. Okay, from here, this is where I'm going to take my left foot on the hip, and we'll change the angle in a second. Okay, I'm going to put my left foot on the hip, okay, to push my body perpendicular as I bring, okay, my bottom leg high right here, chopping down at the back. Okay, now from here, right hand can grip the head as I push the shoulder through, and I lock a high guard here. Okay, now from here, you guys can attack two different types of arm locks. Okay, I always like to say there's the rolling arm lock from the top. So look, okay, I'm gonna bring my ear to my shoulder. I'm gonna roll his arm here. Okay, and you can finish the arm lock here. Or, okay, if Nate starts posturing up, okay, just bring your, go back real quick. Just try to posture up, like slip your armor out, right? Now I could throw my other leg over and go. Okay, so again, we'll do it from here. Let's rotate now. Okay, we're in this position. Okay, we're here. Okay, I square my hip. Now you guys see my left foot's gonna go on the hip. Okay, I'm gonna push myself perpendicular as my right leg goes high into the armpit here. Now watch this detail as I push his shoulder blade and my leg over the collarbone here. So I'll release so you guys can see how the arm is trapped. Okay, but I'm right here. All right. Here, he's over the top. Now first one, pinch my knees. I'm gonna take my arm, I'm gonna roll shoulder or ear to shoulder, okay? And you're just gonna slightly bridge here, tight. The second arm bar, look, I have two grips. I always say you can cup your knee, throw the leg over, finish the basic armbar, okay? Or if he tries to posture up, okay? If he tries to posture up, you catch the wrist and you finish it tight, okay? So that's basically the armbar from that situation. Now the last one, right? Just like, again, basic close guard system is when they pull the arm out. Same situation. Okay, so let's just say I'm here. Again, like, look at the grips, the gable grip. I'm trying to flare that arm out as I hip escape. Okay, throw the high guard. At any point, if I lose this bottom arm somehow, right, we just switch to a basic triangle here, or, right, you guys can switch and start attacking the omoplatas here. So basic sequence, but again, like a little bit more of an advanced way to approach breaking the posture and connecting the attacks. Okay. All right, guys, so that's our close guard system part 1. Be sure to stay tuned. We're going to go over another video, right, a different system from the shoulder clamp, okay, which I like to use when you're unable to drag the arm across the hip. Cool. Thank you, guys.